Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Donnie Shabrana.
And I'm Cody Johnson. We begin with the major safety concern for some VSU students when they are walking to class.
They tell News Valdosta, Mitzi Perez, more safety measures need to be put in place at the Brookwood Drive crosswalk.
Some students and staff at Valdosta State University frequently use the crosswalk at West Brookwood Drive. Faculty member David Nelson is working to bring together a committee to gather information on the dangers of this crosswalk.
So have a faculty member, have a student member, and then somebody from over in public safety. So if there are issues, then it would be funneled that way. Like then if any complaints were put together, so we could start collecting data on how many complaints are done on that. And then with that all in mind, I think the university needs to work with the city.
Being one of 4 crosswalks that students and staff must wait for drivers to become aware of them crossing.
Should put red lights on the signs just to alert the drivers maybe at night that this is a crosswalk if the person crossing doesn't have on anything bright or etc.
On average, I use this crosswalk 4 times a week. Each time I feel uneasy or unsafe. Most drivers I encounter either ignore the speed limits or the right-of-way to the pedestrians.
With speed limits of 30 miles per hour and being in between 2 stoplights, there have been close calls.
Seen accidents almost happen, seen people on bikes almost get hit by cars, kids coming around the corner and then car not paying attention because another car stopped and then almost get hit.
We reached out to the city. We are still waiting to hear back. Reporting for News Valdosta, I'm Mitzi Perez.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has announced a formal impeachment inquiry into President Trump. She made the announcement Tuesday after new allegations surfaced, suggesting the president was trying to get information on political rival former Vice President Joe Biden. A whistleblower within the Intelligence Committee claims the president was planning to withhold millions in military aid to the Ukraine if the country's president didn't dig up dirt on Biden and his son. The president has denied all accusations, calling it presidential harassment. Only 3 presidents have been impeached in the history of the United States.
The Valdosta Police Department is working to learn what led to a deadly shooting earlier this week. The 2 victims were found shot on West Mary Street just after 1 Monday afternoon. One of the men died. Detectives determined that the men were shot on Melody Lane. Investigators have not released the identities of the 2 men. If you have any information on the shooting, you are asked to call the Valdosta Police Department.
A call about a possible assault turned into a drug bust, according to Valdosta Police. While investigating the scene, they approached a group of young men who began to run once they saw the officers. One of the men, 22-year-old Timidius Nunn, was arrested after allegedly throwing down a bag of drugs. Officers say they've then found more bags of marijuana and other drugs worth over $1,000. They also found tools that hinted at narcotic sales. Nunn was arrested on 4 drug-related charges and taken into the Lowndes County Jail.
If you're looking for a cheaper transportation, Valdosta Megabus has you covered. The Valdosta Megabus is a New Jersey-based company that offers daily trips between Valdosta, Atlanta, Gainesville, and Orlando. The bus comes equipped with reclining seats and Wi-Fi capabilities. The bus arrives daily at the conference center. They leave for Atlanta and Gainesville at 11:15 a.m. and for Orlando at 11:35 a.m.
Keeping our fellow Blazers and Valdosta community from going hungry, that's the goal of one VSU organization's food drive. News Valdosta Cecil Murkison has more information on the hundreds of pounds of food they are trying to collect.
The Public Relations Student Society of America, Valdosta State University chapter, presents Contagia. Contagia is a campus food drive for the Second Harvest of South Georgia. September is a month of hunger action, so the Valdosta State chapter of PRSSA is seizing the opportunity to serve the members of the county and city while raising awareness of the hunger in the area. Second Harvest serves the local community, and a portion of those donations will be given to the drop-in shop located in the bookstore on campus, which helps students who are food insecure.
I heard about PRSSA last year. A lot of my friends were in it, and I didn't know what it was or what they did, but I always saw them doing something, and they were always here, and I thought, I'm always here, why don't I join? And then I found out it's for professional development, and I felt like I could use some of that. So I joined, and then they made me the diversity and inclusion director because I'm one of the most diverse people they have. As a member of 3 marginalized groups, they thought this would be a good position for me.
1 out of 5 people in the local area are food insecure. That also includes people on campus.
I know what it's like to be food insecure, so this is one of those drives that means a lot to me, because you can't be your best if you're wondering where your next meal is going to come from. You can't do your best, you can't help other people because you're anxious thinking about, are people going to find out that I'm food insecure?
Whether you live on campus or you are just a student on campus, that could affect you or your peers, and that's why this year we're going to make sure that the drop-in shop gets fully stocked.
This drive will benefit them by providing them with a way to get nutrition to those everyday activities they sorely need. Faculty and students alike are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items and canned goods. Cash donations are also accepted. Every dollar amount donated is equivalent to 8 meals for those in need. VSU organizations are also encouraged to join in to donate to help build the Mountain of Hope or any creative structure out of food to win a prize. The food drive will be held Wednesday from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. in front of the Oldham Library. Reporting for News Valdosta, I'm Cecil Merkerson.
The Downtown Valdosta Art Walk series will make its return next month for the final night of the year. There will be an art demonstration, classes, and live music. Some of the restaurants downtown will have specialized culinary dishes specific to the event. The event will be hosted by the City of Valdosta. Festivities will begin at 5 p.m. on Friday, October 18th in the Center City Art District in downtown Valdosta. Coming up next on News Valdosta, one VSU class is stepping up to help young girls in need.
And Amazon is looking to hire tens of thousands of people for this upcoming holiday season. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
How do you define tradition?
How do you hold on to all the memories, all the victories, the struggles,
the friendships? How do you carry all the history,
all the spirit, and all the beauty with you on your journey ahead? Like this.
We're all a part of this tradition.
Now make your mark.
Young girls in Africa are receiving handmade dresses thanks to a costume design course here at Valdosta. News Valdosta Mary Sellers sat down with students who are working to clothe those in need.
This costume shop is not only home to all the clothing worn by actors in VSU theater productions, but also the place where little dresses, like this one, are made to be sent to needy little girls in Africa. Costume design professor Shalise Ludlow started the Little Dresses for Africa project because it teaches students the basics of costume and clothing design, such as pattern making and basic sewing skills, but it also allows them to help other people.
I love that there is a feeling that we don't get doing anything else, and being able to create a garment, not only do you feel successful because you've created a garment, but then there's that feeling that this is going towards someone who needs it.
Ashley Fletcher, a student in the class, says participating in this project teaches humility and makes her and other classmates want to work harder because they are part of something bigger than themselves.
The Little Dresses of Africa lets you think I am building something for someone who needs it and will love it. And it's just bringing a greater awareness of others into our daily lives.
Ludlow hopes her students can use these skills later on down the road, not only to help VSU's theater department, but more importantly to help people in need. By the time the class finishes the project, they will have sent 10 dresses to Africa before they move on and start helping the local community by making curtains for the local homeless shelter. Reporting for News Valdosta, I'm Maria Sellers.
If you're looking for work, Amazon is looking to hire 30,000 new workers. The company announced several open spots for potential workers. These spots include, but are not limited to, software engineers, freight specialists, and advertising managers. Going back as far as last fall, the company announced that factory workers' minimum wage will be raised to $15 an hour, along with spending $700 million to retain its American workforce. The company is looking to host several hiring events in cities from Arlington, Virginia, Washington State.
The weekend is shaping up to be a hot and clear one. Jayla Trice is standing by with your News Valdosta weather forecast.
I'm Jayla Trice, and this is your News Valdosta forecast, courtesy of the National Weather Service. Thursday, we have sunny skies with a high of 97 degrees. They move right along into the night with a low 72. Friday, you can expect kind of the same with a high of 96 and a low of 71. Saturday, we move right along with a high of 94, and then it gets a cool breeze into the night of 70 degrees. Sunday, we end off the weekend with a high of 93 and a low of 68, so make sure you bring out a cool jacket. This has been your News Valdosta forecast. I'm Jayla Trice, and courtesy of the National Weather Service. Coming up in sports, the Blazers football team is keeping their winning streak alive.
And the Antonio Brown saga continues. After his abrupt retirement from the NFL, we'll be right back.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
I'm Gerald Thomas, and let's begin with Valdosta State football, who continued their winning ways on Saturday in their first conference game of the season against West Alabama. The Blazers hosted the number 20 ranked Tigers at Bays Mahada Stadium on Saturday and defeated them 44-27 to win their 18th consecutive game. VSU overcame a slow start on offense with 5 takeaways by the Black Swarm defense and a big game from Rogan Wells. Wells finished with 276 passing yards and 83 rushing yards to complement his 4 touchdowns. The Black Swarm recovered 2 fumbles and intercepted 3 passes, including an 80-yard pick six by Aaron Dawson to turn momentum. The Blazers are headed to Rome this weekend to take on Schroeder for potentially win number 19. VSU was undefeated with a 7-0 record all-time against the Hawks. Every week, the News Valdosta sports team gathers to select the top athlete from the area. News Valdosta's Jadavian Williams spoke with our first athlete of the week, Valdosta State Blazers defensive back Aaron Dawson, about why he stood out from the rest of the pack during Saturday's win.
I'm Jadavian Williams, here with our first athlete of the week, Aaron Dawson. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
How long have you been playing the sport of football?
I've been playing since I was around about 8. I've been around it all my life, so I'm passionate and got love for it.
What do you like most about the sport?
I just like the atmosphere and the team bonding. Like, it's like you get closer and closer to like more people you play football. So I kind of like that too.
What was the feeling like when you caught the pick six on Saturday?
I was excited. I just like when I caught it, I just seen green grass, so I just ran fast as I could to the end zone and was happy I was there to celebrate with my friends.
Do you have any personal goals or accomplishments you want to achieve in this week's game?
I just think we just need to be more consistent, you know. I believe we're going to beat them, but I believe we have to, like, play up to our potential. Can't lower ourselves to their potential.
That's it for the first athlete of the week with Aaron Dawson. I'm Jadavian Williams, reporting for News Valdosta.
Antonio Brown's out of yet another job in less than 2 weeks. The New England Patriots announced Friday that they were parting ways with the star receiver. They signed Brown after he was released by the Oakland Raiders just before the start of the season. Brown has been publicly accused of sexual misconduct by 2 different women since the Patriots signed him, and once the new allegations surfaced, the Patriots decided they'd had enough. After that, Brown took to Twitter where he announced his retirement, stating he would not be playing in the NFL anymore. Brown also called out the NFL Players Association to hold teams accountable and give him the money that he was guaranteed when signing. The Martin Stadium will be jam-packed Friday as it will host this year's Winterville's Classic. Both Valdosta and Lowndes High School will enter the game holding unblemished 5-0 records. Lowndes leads the rivalry with the 6-4 record over the last decade. A season ago, Lowndes prevailed 71-35. Ticket sales are underway and will be sold at the Wildcat ticket office. A few notes. VSU men's and women's cross-country teams are participating in the Queens City Invitational this weekend. The volleyball team plays home against Lee University, and the women's soccer team is also at home versus Montevello. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team. If we all show up together, that's what it's all about.
I was a part of helping to build what it is today.
I'm really lucky to get to be a part of that legacy.
Just that simple act that takes 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. It's something special.
Get up and try something. Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
"400 students and their parents at Morehouse College are debt-free thanks to Robert F. Smith."
Smith is the founder, chairman, and CEO of Vista Equity Partners. Morehouse College states that the average student loan debt for each graduate is between $35,000 and $40,000. The billionaire surprised the students after graduation back in May, pledging to remove all student loan debt through the Morehouse Student Success Program. Nearly a couple of months after the pledge, the bill was settled. The loan will not only cover student loans, but also parents' loans. Smith called this a liberation gift to the life-changing for the grads and their families.
That's it for Today News Valdosta. We hope you've enjoyed our show.
And that you'll join us again next time. Thanks for watching.